November 18th. I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. I hope you joined me for yoga this morning. If not, the link is there on my channel, so please check that out. It really will help you to remain grounded throughout the day. I'm just posting up on Twitter. Join the live stream where we will talk about, that's right, we're going to talk about Bitcoin today, Bitcoin and Tesla and more. So let's just put those up. All right. And I'm also going to talk to you guys a little bit about the awesome, some goals in trading. I know I had someone reach out to me today. A lot of new traders want to have immediate instant gains, that instant gratification, but it takes time. And I want to show this to you guys, the power of tiny gains, that if you aim for that 1% roughly growth every day in 365 trading days, obviously this is set up for a year, but we're not doing 1% compounded daily. We're talking about trading days, so there's not that many in a year. But over 365 trading days, you could have 37 times your money. So keep that in mind, that these small gains can really add up over time. And when you allow yourself to lock profits and get in the habit of daily rituals, daily discipline, it will reflect into your trading. So aim for base hits. Those base hits will end up bringing you to the 37 times your money, right? Stick to the discipline, stick to the trading plan. Something else I want to show you guys, that Black Friday sale starting for TradingView on, hey Bat Scientists, starting with TradingView on the 23rd. It's their best sale of the year, and that's 60% off. So I'm going to put it in the link in the chat right now if you guys want to check that out. I love the software. I think for a year their top plan drops down to something like $270. So that's not bad. I mean, let's see, 270 divided by 12, you're looking at roughly $24 a month for amazing charting platform. If you guys are also new to the channel, please hit the like button. As they like to say, please smash that like button. I need a little push thing, animation to get you guys to hit the like button and turn on notifications after you subscribe, so you know when I go live and I can help you guys with the trading. The goal of these live streams is to really help you educate yourself, also learn what's out there in the market, who's really your advocate in helping you succeed in the trading world. This stuff is free, so come and join me. And check out my stream I did yesterday with Nicole from TD Ameritrade talking about long-term investing. That is also great as well. It's on my Twitter channel. All right, so let's get into, what do you guys want to look at first? Tesla, Bitcoin, the SPY. You guys let me know. I'm going to have a sip of water. All right, while you're deciding, I'm going to go over the SPY today, right? So we have the SPY, and right now it seems more like a positioning day. Why do I say that? Well, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up. You guys see that really we are just trading sideways here. This is our day today. Yeah, we had a nice drawdown, but even from pre-market to right here, we needed to break definitively in one direction or the other. And it's had descending volume right now. Yesterday, we had a big trading day. So a lot of times when we have a big trading day, you will see a day that's smaller. Couple of different reasons, right? A big move has just happened. Some people might be repositioning, getting set up for that next move down. You're not always going to see crazy big days after each other. It will happen. but it's not always going to happen. And I want to show you a very cool indicator that I found here on TradingView. And I'll pull it up for you guys. Let me get rid of that 45 degree. It's really a cool indicator. All that I learned about from my CMT training that I'm going through. So let's go, and I will turn it on. Let's see if I have it on this side. I don't. So let me go to the other one. It's on this chart. And I'm going to turn this into a daily. Yeah, we'll add dollar, we'll add silver or dollar and gold. Right now, I'm actually pretty bearish on gold. And I want to show you this indicator. Right here, H omen is what it's under on TradingView. It's called the Hindenburg omen. And what this does is it measures 4 different indicators. Thank you, Saris. That this Hindenburg omen will measure the different indications. Why is it not showing up? All right, it's taking a second to process everything. It tends to show you when there's going to be a market crash based on 4 different indicators with the 90% down days plus other things, and it doesn't want to open up at the moment. What is this running in the background? That's my task manager. Something else too. If you guys go on Skype and you use Skype on your computers, make sure that you shut down the process on your task manager. Mine was running in the background, stealing my camera, and I wasn't even talking on Skype. So just be careful for that. All right, the Hindenburg omen does not want to show up. Let's go to settings here. Why is this not showing up? Positive trend, style, new lows, shapes, above, color, background. I'm going to make this a bit more bright so you can see it, but it's not showing up. Very interesting. Oh, there we go. It's because that was the last time that the signal came in. All right, so the Hindenburg omens come in and they tend to cluster. And let's pull this back. I want to slide this over. There we go. So here you can see this is what it measures, right? We have different conditions. The last signal was 203 days ago. And it's looking for 4 different conditions. 52-week highs versus lows are greater than 2.2%. Okay, that hasn't happened yet. The position trend IDX is going to be greater than the IDX of 50. Well, it hasn't happened. That is on. McClelland oscillator is less than 0. That has not happened yet. It has not gotten into the negative. And the new high-low ratio is less than 2%. So when we have these indications, there tends to be a correction that follows, right? Now, it's not immediate. It's not the first day that this happens, right? The first day it happened was right here, and then it pulled back down. Then once it broke up above, that's when the indicator turned off, right? Here we go again, and a little correction. Up here, a little correction. It hasn't happened yet. Looking for these indications, let's look at the volume as well in the past. That we saw that the volume was spiking up. We had a high, it started coming down, then it was a bit of a bounce, and that's when the indication turned on. Same scenario, we came up, we had one indication right here on that downward turn, bounced up, and then pulled back down, right? Here again, we had the indications, but there was never really a massive correction. However, starting back in November, this was setting up for a bigger one that happened in February. So was really the February crash really all about COVID, or was this simply the stock market was setting up for a correction? Seasonally, February tends to have a down month, and it was extended to a larger correction because of COVID. I think that was really the fear factor there, and looking at this, I think it's such a cool indicator. So I'm checking it daily. When I see that it's starting to give signals, I will share it with you guys. All right, let's turn it. Oops, I wanted to turn it off. And we don't need it on all the time because it will show up on all the charts. All right, so looking at the SPY, right? Yeah, Futu I already have on here, and Square I have on here as well, Kyle, right off the list. So looking at the SPY, right, we are starting to potentially curl over. Let's look at it on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we've set up this high over here. And we have this gap, right? If we can come down to 350 area right here, if we break this area, we had a W and we surged higher. Now it seems as if on the 2 weeks, it's not able to hold that high. We didn't really have a surge higher before a drop over here, right? When was the last time that we really had sort of an island gap to the upside on the SPY on the weekly chart? Can you guys see it anywhere? I don't see it anywhere that we had a full gap up. Maybe right here we had a little gap back in April of 2019 and a little gap. I'm going to turn off the indicators. We'll be able to see it more easily. But when we look back at history, there's not really a time where we had such a big gap up. I mean, a little gap right here, but this is a really big gap, right? It gapped up, filled it, and then came back up. But there's not really a time. We had that happen here a little bit, but it ended up high on that week. So get curious. Look to see if anything like this has happened in the past. Hasn't really happened in the past. So, I mean, we're obviously in uncharted territory with COVID, everything that's going on. We have a bit of a downward wedge that's formed. Would it make sense that we continue with this downward wedge? Right now, the momentum to me is starting to curl down. Yes, we are up above the moving averages right now. We have a W on the moving averages. This could pull back down to that 350 level. And then if that fails, likely down here to 335. I would look for that level right down here at that 21 exponential moving average. Also testing the highs back in February, right? We had the high here of 350.64. So some levels to watch would be the high of 338, 350.60 area, and we are below the high up here of 364. So that next, when you just look at support and resistance, right? Naturally, you would think that it would want to come back down and test that again before going higher. So anticipating another drawdown to that 350 area to test that and then surge forward, just based on support and resistance and how charts and computers like to set up. Okay, let's look at the Qs. All right, Qs. So for the Qs, we have a setup of highs right here that we're not able to break above. And again, this week we are hitting that resistance. We had the spike up here, and this week, again, same scenario. It does look like a W setup. We didn't have that complete gap up. The Qs were actually weaker. The tech stocks were weaker. We have a doji week going on right now. We had big volume 2 weeks ago. Yesterday's volume was just the same, and we rejected a new high. We have not been able to hold above this area here, 394.50. If we are not able to hold above there, watch out, right? This is just the one candlestick really that held above 293.30. You see that? Here we had selling. We closed high last week and we took it right back down. We closed high 2 weeks ago and we took it right back down last week. And now, if we're not able to hold above here too, 290.50, we'll likely come back down and test this area of 285.50 for the Qs. All right, let's look at Apple on the weekly chart. So looking out at the weekly chart really helps to also get rid of all of that noise, right? We don't see the daily fluctuations. We can see that we have this big triangle right here. We can easily see this and say, all right, well, we've hit a high back here right before the split. Yes, we surged higher. Selling power came in, brought it down. Okay, this is now our lower bound to watch. And then we came up and down, up. Are we going to test that 112.50 area? If we break below this trend line here, roughly 110, 111 area right here now, I would watch for Apple to come back down and be discounted down, likely to the 97 area over here on the weekly chart for that top 97.40. I would keep that on watch for sure. How much time it would take, I couldn't tell you. How many really big, crazy drawdown weeks have we seen with Apple? Not that many. It took 6 weeks for it to draw all the way down to 53 from a high at that time of 80. So that would be a decrease of 34%. If we're talking about coming down from here, I'll include last week, down to 97, we're talking 23%. Well, maybe 23%, that was 4 weeks. So maybe by Christmas, maybe we'll have a Christmas gift of Apple being on sale at $97. What do you guys think? Would you like that? Let's see if I can make that happen for us. It's like I'm not in control of the market like that. All right. So Bitcoin too. Let's look at BTC and USD quick. And we'll look at gold as well. Let's go to Coinbase. So Bitcoin following the trend right on up, right? It had a big resistance at 18,500, likes to trade off the $200 increment. And right now we're almost testing 18 as well. Let's go to 45-minute chart, back it out a little bit. And you'll see really that 200, it likes to go to the $200 mark. So 17.4, 18.2, and we bounced around. There was a bit of resistance here at 250 as well. You can see early pre-market today, or pre-market for the US exchanges, that it really topped out there. It was not able to set a new high, so it wasn't even able to break above 18.2 today. So maybe this is a bit of descending mode right at the moment. Looking at the daily, we would need it to really break out above 18.5 for it to have that strong momentum. We have a doji day here. If we close below the open of this doji day, which is open of 17,680 roughly, then let's set an alert there. I will likely, if I see that it is crossing down or I get an alert, then this could pull back. Being so extended, having such high volume yesterday, here we had high volume, and once it broke that, it surged higher. Same with this one. Once it broke over here, boom, more volume came in, and we moved up from there. High volume day, move right there. All right, let's look at gold. So gold on the weekly chart, it's looking bearish to me. This is what got me, this upward trend that I drew on the weekly chart. We are breaking down from it. We're now breaking below this upward trend line, and almost, I'm actually going to put it back over here. Look, I thought we were done with this, but I don't think that we are. I think that we are potentially still in, I'm going to move it over here. Let's put this here. This was an outlier over here, right? So it looks more like we're in that downward trend. Biggest volume day we had was the midline here, but it's still in that downward motion, right? Big thing is if we break below 173.50, likely a bigger move down. We can see we have this gap here. We gap and test down to 172, then further on down here. So I'm going to move this line up here. All right, if we break down below there, 174, I would watch that, no, 173.80 right here. I would watch that for bigger drop down. Then we have a descending wedge that's forming, and it would likely come back down to 170.50 area for potential entry, maybe just back down here to 171.50. Here's the thing, when they were talking about all of the all of the stimulus, that's when it was really shooting up. It was moving to the upward motion. Yes, everything was happening. Yay, we're gonna get the stimulus. And I think this was part of that everybody was like, yes, the stimulus is gonna happen and no. Down it comes, right? Well, it has been in an upward trend for a longer period of time, right? We are seeing that upward trend. How far down did we come in February? Not all the way down to the 425. It came down to the 200s. So down here, not $200, but 200 simple and exponential moving averages. So maybe it will come all the way back down to 168. That would be an optimal entry, in my opinion, for it. And then move up from there. As it seems like overall we will get a stimulus and the US dollar will be dropping in value, and likely the commodities will be going up for a couple of reasons. They'll be going up with inflation, and they'll be going up as a safety trade for money to go into the market. Now, when we look at it here, you guys can see the massive spikes in volume. Obviously, this one is above us. That low was 179.43, and this day as well. The volume on this day, low of 173.64. So we are above that low. High of this one was 176.45. So I would look for a break above 177 right here. At alert 177, which would also be pretty much that trend line coming down right there for a bigger move to the upside, looking at the volume at the bottom. Maybe we're going to have a crazy big volume day coming in. At a reversal point, a lot of times you will see the volume. So we had it up there, and we had another potential reversal down here, and we're above that. You also see a cup and handle on the monthly charts for gold. Michael? Yeah. I have that on my chart too. You see that? You see the nice yellow line? For sure. Yeah. So it definitely has that potential to have a cup and handle move. However, we have to wait for that break. But we can be prepared and measure it out, right? 100 to the rim up here now of 185. So $85. This would be a potential patience trade, right? Almost $86. So if this breaks out here, 175 plus 85, let's call a target out there. 175 plus 85. When it breaks up to 260 up here for potential move to the upside. Much like Tesla. Let's go with my crazy target that I gave you guys with Tesla, right? Everyone said, Jane, you're insane. It's at 400, right? How can you possibly give it a 684 target? Let's look at the daily chart. Man, I think I could talk here all day now about stocks. It's fun. So 684 based on the measurement of the triangle that I'd looked at on the weekly chart. We're coming up. We're testing this area over here. We have to really break above it and move higher. So could this easily pull back down to 466? In my opinion, yeah, that would be the midline, roughly, right? As we were talking about with the SPY, it's tested a high. Let's come down, prove it as support, and move up from there. So my interesting target, I did take 60% of my position off over the past 2 days, and looking for it to come back down here, test this level or this moving average, and then continue to surge higher. It's never a straight line up, right? See, straight line up? No. It pulled back, bounced, pulled back, bounced, pulled back, bounced, pulled back, bounced, pulled back, surged higher. So keep in mind that if you miss that move, you're looking at it today, man, I'm kicking myself. It's still up. It's up another $11. I should have gotten in when I could have. It will likely come back. Patience, right? Remember that chart, that picture I showed you guys right in the beginning. And all right, we got 10 people watching. 7 more to hit that like button, guys, please. Come on. I know you guys like it. You're here joining me, right? Okay, Target. So Target has, hey Christy, I'm reading it. No worries. All right, Christy, it's your goal. Get everybody to hit the like button. We've got, where's Asif? Asif isn't here today. And you too, Bat Scientist. Come on, let's do this. So Target, amazing day, second day after earnings. Many times we see a 3-day earnings move to the upside, and then we might see a pullback. So this is still in that upward motion. We are hitting all-time highs, 52-week highs. The shorts are getting squeezed today, and it's continuing to move up higher. All right, Sonos. Does anyone have a Sonos sound speaker? I do not. However, the market liked their earnings report, surged higher as well. It's amazing that we still have these great alpha stocks in light of the market pulling back overall. Really keeping Apple on watch for a big potential move, especially I think if we go below that 117 level, we'll likely be seeing 113 very quickly. And let's go to Square. So Kyle wanted to see Square. So Square, we are somewhat, let's see how far down this pulled down. So this pulled down $25, and what is the depth over here? Yeah, it pulled back more than 50%, so it's not a cup and handle. Would be looking more for W breakout, but you can see that this has had strong resistance right here. And that's really where it stopped again today, almost at 192. It has not been able to really hold above 192, and it would really need to break out. Looking back in the past, the closest thing that I can look at is back here. Yes, we did surge higher, and it was really that next day where we really opened up above that price. So it took a little while for it. It sold off here, tested, and then we opened higher, sold off, and that next day, just before the earnings announcement, then it surged higher. So this earnings came up, and we are not above the high of this day. If we're able to close above 200, we are checking up. Awesome. I'll add CRM on. Hold on, I gotta add on PSTH and CRM. And we just did Square, so let's look at Futu today. I can get rid of that 90. So Futu, just testing that upper bound. I said, hey, if we can break above this, yes, let's have a move. They do have earnings today. Let's pull up the 45-minute chart on the right side too. All right, so 45 minutes, pulled back, and now it's testing that. Oh, there we go. All right, who bought it? Who bought it to break it above? No, 48. Right? Futu looks like this might be heading up to 49.60. I would use that as my target for today. Now that it has broken up above, we had that test here at 47.67, 72 area. Uh-oh, is this an upthrust fake out? Psych, we're really not taking it up there. Might be happening. Let's look at it even on a 5-minute chart. Let's see where that big volume is. Right at the top, selling it off. Uh-oh. Yeah, we might see that this, and we're a little overextended on the stochastics as well. So I would keep this on watch. This is really, it almost got here. This was looks like a spike up pre-market, and maybe, I would have to watch this. Maybe it will continue forward. All right, Apple. So Apple had it on my potential short list today after yesterday. We do have that doji day going on. It came back. You see how I drew it like a megaphone here? It came down and tested that megaphone as well as the 21 exponential moving average over here on the left. That to me will really be a trend change point, as well as 117 offers a support area. And then down below, like I said, likely down to 113 area right here. We've got 112, 113. If we break this megaphone and then the 20 and the 50, then likely back down here we'll come down to this moving average, and then I would look for a test of this trend line, exponential moving average, and top of this area over here, roughly 111. So keeping it on watch. It feels more like a positioning day, just like the market. BEKE had a big gap down, has filled the gap up today to yesterday's close, higher than normal volume. This could be very interesting to see where this goes, right? On a 45-minute chart, let's check the 45-minute chart. Definitely has space to bounce up. I like that 425 EMA. This could bounce all the way up to 68.50. As long as it still rejected it, I would be wearing a bear hat for this. Had earnings. This is now the third day down. Is this the new low that's being set? The end of the day will tell if this is going to be the reversal, high volume reversal on BEKE. Is it going to close up above? However, it would be still a bit of a retracement because overall the averages are moving down. And we do have this big, you guys see this big consolidation area over here? Look. No, let's see, I'll stretch it and then I can adjust it. Right here. You see that? So all of this, there's a lot of sideways price action and now we're below it. Hold on, let's see, somebody just messaged in the trading room over here. Okay, cool. All right, so SPG coming up on the daily chart. Look at how we're hitting a resistance point and it's continually hitting here. So Simon Property, you got to think about this. Simon Property has a lot of malls. How many people are going and shopping at the malls right now? Or are more people shopping online in light of COVID? This is really hitting a resistance point. Had earnings, came up, bang, 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 bang. So if it's able to close above this moving average, much like we saw with FedEx, with the 425 exponential moving average, if it can close there, hey, let's aim for the target of 106 up here, right? A nice $20 price move. When we look at FedEx, remember we had that moving average and look at how it acted as resistance. So right now we're pretty much testing like back here, boom, came up and look at how that was a brick wall. Right? It could not get past it. Nope, psych, we're not getting it. Okay, finally. Yes, all of the sellers were gone. Up it went. So I would keep that in mind with Simon Property Group. That this is a REIT, real estate, commercial real estate. How well is the commercial real estate market doing right now? Is this going to be something that will, it is a discount mall area, so hopefully the people will be able to pay their rent and continue to pay it. And we seem to have broken out above this almost W area on a weekly. So let's look at it on the weekly. Yeah, we've broken out from the midline of the W here. However, look, we're also hitting the 50 simple moving average on the weekly. So that might offer, if we break up above, I said 105, 106, right? First, maybe that 95 might offer some resistance and then up to 100, 106. Usually when something breaks $80, it has something like 80% success rate in going to $100. All right, Baba today. I've been chit-chatting away now, huh? Half an hour. All right, Baba came down, it bounced off of support over here. Look, it was a double bottom on the 45-minute chart. We have a bit of a descending triangle. It's starting to break above the moving averages. We are still in a downward motion. That's the weekly. So let's look on the daily. We're still in a downward motion, testing the fastest moving average right now. Confirmation for me would be break above 265. That would mean that a lot of this volume, we had big volume yesterday, buying wick, setting up that bottom, and now above 265 would really give me that confidence. We might butt up against some resistance over here at 267. Which also, look at how it all coincides, right? 267 on the left chart. Well, that's right over here at the 200. Let's look at PLTR for G-Man. I can't tell you necessarily what to do, G-Man. I can just show you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing on the shorter time frame a potential head and shoulders right here. Now, something that I like to do when I'm exiting longs is personally, I will take out partial, right? 75%, 50%, and then set a stop back at my entry or set a stop, you know, if you got in back here at $9, you could set your stop somewhere where you think it might not hit it. Maybe you think that the support is going to be 1440. Maybe you put your stop down just below here at 1250. You know, I like to scale out and leave some there. Let it grow, right? I got out of GBTC at 1880, but I left 25% in. Well, it went up to $20. Great, right? No matter what, I'm still green on the trade. And as a trader, it's a lot about the psychological tricks to keep yourself in it and satisfied in locking gains, right? So I'm seeing this and I cannot tell you what to do. Personally, if this were to break below 1810, that might be my partial profit taking level. However, I cannot tell you what to do. That would be my level. All right, let me clean this up over here. Go over here. All right, and we'll continue. We have Boeing. So Boeing had an amazing day, opened high yesterday, starting to come back down, bounced off of this level here. Same scenario. Do you guys see that this looks like it's potentially a shoulder? Crazy, massive head off that crazy neckline, and maybe another shoulder rejecting the 50 simple moving average. BB, it depends on your discipline and your rules and your diligence in the market. There's nothing that's guaranteed in the market, only how you perform to your trades and how you are in your trades. You are 100% in control of how you react in trading. So that's the only thing that is guaranteed, is how you react and your decisions. But is it possible for someone in general to do it? It is possible. I cannot guarantee that you could do it because I don't know how you trade. If you're disciplined, you follow technique, you stick to risk management, it is possible. Yes, Austin. So this is now flipped below the 21 exponential moving average on the 45-minute chart. And I'd look for it, if we really break right here, 196, this could definitely be going down. Asif, I was wondering where you were. Asif, you got to hit the like button. You're the only one, buddy. The only one that has not hit the like button, so you got to hit it. All right. PSTH for, who asked for PSTH? Austin. All right, here we go, Austin. So it's bouncing off the trend line, looking nice, Austin, on the 45-minute chart. Big volume came in right at the trend line, and that's looking at the chart, lower risk, longer term potential entry to me. I'm not getting into it. I have no idea about this. However, looking at the trend line right here, I can delete this one. The upward trend, let's adjust this. That's from back here. Let's make it a more responsible trend line. Yeah, it might have some more to go down based on the bottoms of this upward trend that we're now seeing. It is a bit of an upward triangle. Right here. So I did draw it right there. If we draw it here, that might be better representation because it sold off here. And let's go, if we go back, is there another area that it would? No, it was a IPO. Okay, back in September. So right now we have an ascending wedge. Ackman wants to finalize an acquisition by year end. Okay, that's great. That's just news. It doesn't mean anything. I'm going to look at the chart. Sorry, Austin. I would look at the chart and see what it tells me technically. News is a whole bunch of news. It's fluff. It's a lot of hot air. What tells the price action, and what can usually happen with the chart is what the price is doing and where it's going based on volume, right? That's the pictorial image of who's interested in the stock, buyers or sellers. So I didn't mean to be harsh. Sorry, Austin, if I was, but I don't watch the news really. It could happen, like things could happen. People do react to the news, like people thinking that when we have a stimulus, likely the US dollar will drop because they're putting more money out there into the world and they're printing more money, so that the US dollar might drop. However, it hasn't happened, right? That might not happen until January 22nd when we have Biden in office. So it's a lot of speculation. We might go into full lockdown again. The market could crash. So looking at it with my trading hat on, this has room to come back down, but it was the lowest risk entry was down here, obviously. Now we see that. But if this were, it's still in that downward motion. If it were to pull back down, my get out would be down here at 23.48, 23.50 area. This is my bear bull hat area, 23.20. So right now it looks as if it's bounced off of this volume, but it has all these moving averages to contend with, right? And on the upward, it's in divergence right now. The longer term time frame is showing up, down is showing, the shorter term is showing down. All right, CRM. So CRM, nice. Yeah, we broke a downward trend already. On the daily, we broke out today. Nice call out there, Christy. Nice job on that one. Yep. It broke out. Moving averages are crossing up above a downward trend. Look at how it broke out yesterday, came and tested that trend line and rejected it with a bit of volume. Most of the volume was yesterday right at that 21 exponential moving average, and it's nice. Came up to that 265, just above it, 265.71, pulling back a little bit. Might pull back to that I would say likely a 261 pullback before it surges higher. So very cool. Nice, Christy. All right. Yeah, that helps. Prints always help, right? So Christy is a fellow dark pool follower over in the training pit and Java pit and going through boot camp, right, Christy? November 30th. You're studying well. And so if you guys are interested in learning about the dark pools, learning about trading, learning around trading around the dark pools, come and join us over at thedarkpools.com. And Christy will attest, it's an amazing community. Much like you guys see my positivity and looking to share and help you guys here on YouTube, it's the same way in that trading community. So come on over and check it out and have an amazing afternoon. I'm going to wrap it up. I am hungry. My tummy is grumbling. Oh yeah, BB, I will definitely type it for you. So it's thedarkpools.com right there. So come and check it out. See if you are interested. The training pit is a great place, but I gotta go because my tummy is hungry and I get hangry if I do not eat. So have an amazing afternoon, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15, and I will be on Ticker Talker tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I think that's it for media stuff for this week. Carpe Profit.